I'm not sure why that froze, but it froze. Hi, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. And I'm broken. Maggie put on a hell of a Christmas party last night, and I had too much gin and tonic. It's still frozen. The computer just... oh, okay. Now something's happening. Okay. I don't know what's happening. Hi. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Who thought streams at 3 o'clock on Sunday would be a good idea? Today, we're going to be seeing how poorly you fly tiny whoops when you're hungover. We're going to be doing some Q&A. And, maybe we'll do some work on the glides. Maybe. I puked the glide bags out onto the floor. I didn't throw up. I didn't. There was a point where I was like, "Ooh, I'm actually a little bit drunk." But yeah, we got this Prairie. The company is called Prairie, and their gin is really good. But we got the huge bottle of it, and the opening is like this big. So I would when I would make a gin and tonic, I'd have to go like, ugh! And that would be like 40 shots. And so I was doing that with my own. But yeah, I mean, like when the nozzle's this big, yeah, it's hard to control it. That's what she said. So yeah, and I had like 4. I had over the course of the night. I had a fucking blast though. Everybody seemed to have a really good time. My parents were here. ESCs was here. P. Richard Scott was here with Monica and the kiddos. And then, yeah, so my parents got to meet them. And then a ton of Maggie's amazing friends. So yeah, it was a blast. I had a really good time. But man, am I paying for it. I can't say like I haven't been this hungover in X amount of time because I've been way more hungover than this. But as I get older, hangovers become more and more debilitating. So, hey, I finally got my martini striped watch band for one of the freestyle watches. I ordered the wrong size on this, but now I got the right size and I love it. Super cool. So that's one of the more famous motorsport liveries is by Martini Rossi. And their liveries are always dark blue, then light blue stripe, dark blue stripe, light blue stripe, dark blue, red, dark blue, light, dark blue, light. And so yeah, any car people will recognize this. What do you think of that? Is that a thing that makes sense when I say it there? Kevin Sumner was first, Expander was next, Apache Smoke, Good Sniper, Frank Nicholas, Kevin Sumner, Thornburg, 2500, Riot 9, Michael D, Danzilla the Terrible, Julienne Dan, CH3FPV, Ramdanko, Danzilla the Terrible, Riot 9, Expander, Marcel Off Axis is in the house. Who else is here? Bitterroot, Alec Dvornik is here. Northern Tier, Envy of the Birds, John O'Connor. Stream Elements has arrived. It's always a party when Stream Elements gets here. Athix is here, Matteo. And Julian says, bonjour. If you want to talk directly to me. Hey, have very low expectations today. And you won't be disappointed. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Nobody'll... In theory, I won't die. If you want to talk directly to me... Don't. No, just type CiottiFPV into the chat and it'll light up an orange like that and I'll know that you're talking to me. Don't. No, do. Apache Smoke says, good evening, CiottiFPV. How are you doing? Hello, gangly gang. How's everybody doing this freaking cold Sunday? Yeah, what a disgusting day out. It's rainy, it's cold, it's just gross out. But that's fine, because today is a day of recovery. You know? No? Well, for me it is. How would you know? Kevin Sumner says CiottiFPV just needs more time to sober up. Yeah, pretty much. Frank Nicholas says, so JB's not streaming today, but it looks like CiottiFPV isn't streaming until 3, normal time slot. Indeed. Michael D says, hello, Ciotti and Gangly Gang. Going to whoop around the house while listening to the stream. Very cool. Denzilla Terrible says, how's the hangover? It's terrible. Ramdago says, has CiottiFPV got a face tattoo? Marcel Alfaxis says, everybody poops. Envy the Bird says, I saw you. Rob Axison says, Gangly Gang on the hizzy. Envy the Bird says, thanks for making the effort. I don't do shit when I'm hungover these days. Yeah, it's tempting, but I'll be fine. Denzel the Terrible says, the question is, who's more hungover, CiottiFPV or David? My dad didn't drink much. I made my dad a gin and tonic. And then I think that might have been all he had. My parents are far smarter than I am. Raboxison says, beautiful day to fly, too bad I'm at work. Denzel the Terrible says, gin equals English panty remover. Did you keep your pants on? I did. Firmly on. Rob Axison says, having to reconfigure my glide setup for the HD0 1-watt VTX. It is one chunky girl. It is. Yeah, that... Rob, what... do you have... are you... 30 by 30 ESC in the middle, 20 by 20 flight control up front? If so, I've always been curious. I'm not going to do it, but I've always been curious how slammed you can make a glide with 30 by 30 ESC as low as it'll go, and then the 1-watt VTX on top as close as you can get it. It kind of seems like a bad idea, though, because that 1 watt is going to get horrendously hot, and when you're hard on the throttle, the ESC is going to get kind of hot. But I've always been curious. I've always kind of assumed that there would be no way to do that and do 15 millimeter standoffs. I've always kind of assumed that you would need to go up to 20 millimeter standoffs in order to do that. But what do you think? Is that your setup? If your setup is 30 by 30 ESC, then 30 by 30 flight controller, then you won't really be able to tell. But if you're doing the 2020 flight controller up front, this is one of the things I love most about the Glide, friends, is that when you talk about, like, you know, we've got these frames that are like big and long, right? And when you talk about like where you're gonna put your components, the front of the frame obviously has the camera, but the cameras have gotten so goddamn small now that like on most frames you've just got a bunch of air up here. You know, there's just a bunch of wasted space in the front of the frame. The glide frames, one of the things that's amazing about them is that they put the 20 by 20 flight controller up here. And it's just it's a really, really, really slick setup. So you can really build a slammed rig, and then you got the whole rear section for your VTX and receiver. That's why I'm able to build these glides on 15 millimeter standoffs with room to spare. So yeah, it's pretty slick. And yeah, the 3 CiottiFPV hyper, I don't know, insert cool words here, builds are going to be yeah, on 15 mil standoffs, so they'll fly just like mine do, and they'll be super super durable. I mean, yeah, no, they are crazy durable. It's wild. What's up, Squints? How are you, Adam? Let me get caught up on chat here. Let me get caught up on Chad here. Wait, no, I already started to get caught up on Chad. My brain. It's really like, it's hangovers, like they just alcohol in general just completely annihilates my stomach. So like I just don't drink anymore. Like for the most part, I've just stopped drinking. But yeah, it blows me away how much my brain is affected. Like my brain is just broken. It's just broken right now. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. It's broken. It's really insane. So yeah, it's broken brain, broken booty hole. PJ says, who won last night, the bottle or Ciotti? Definitely the bottle. There's barely a dent left in this huge bottle of gin. Not many people were drinking gin and tonics. I made a few for a few people, but that was really it. Matty-O says, getting a Mob Light 7 this week. Very cool. Rob Oxison says, 30 by 30 ESC in the middle and the VTX, 20 by 20 in the rear. Not much room to slam, maybe 5 millimeters. It's not enough to fit flight controller in the middle. Putting 30 by 30... I'm putting a 30 by 30 flight controller in front and extending the camera. What? The front won't hold the 30 by 30 yet flight controller? Are you drilling your own holes for that? Okay. Jimmy Broadbent did a 24-hour race yesterday. I had that running down here all day. That was cool to watch. They raised, last I saw, they were at $34,000. They do this race for charity for a mental health organization over in England. And yeah, they were at 34 grand last time I saw. But I think their goal was like 200, and usually they hit their goal. So yeah, they raised a ton of money yesterday. That was really cool. Casey Henderson says, hope you're doing okay. Thought I sent this already. Sorry. Drinking in trucks are the devil, Bobby Boucher, boy. Indeed they are, my friend. Rob Axelson says, yes, it will. 3D printing a plate. Oh, okay. Man, that's going to look wild with a 30 by 30 flight controller up front. Jesus, that's going to hang out like crazy. You sure that's going to fit? Send me a picture of that. That's crazy. I wouldn't think that would fit. Let's hungover fly. Let's fly hungover. Wait, hold on. Not really a mailbag, but since my parents are in town, we kind of did Christmas this morning, and they got me some really cool stuff. Look at this artwork. So this is magazine clippings. I think what this artist does is lays down epoxy and then puts the clippings from magazines into the epoxy. it's hard for you guys to see it, but there's like a three-dimensionality to this. It's really, really cool. I love like different, like almost more so than the artwork itself, like just the medium. Like I love the different mediums that people use to create art, and it just fascinates me to like look at how people do stuff. And this is like such a unique example of like just an interesting way to create art. And yeah, it says so it says dragonflies on the bottom. And then on the side it says, reevaluating your perspective is never a bad thing. And I've been doing a lot of that over the last year or so. So yeah, this is super cool. This is a really fun little piece. I'm digging this. My parents are out in the RV, and they go to like a lot of art shows and a lot of really cool farmers markets and stuff where there's a lot of amazing art. And the stuff that they find and get is just wild. I love it. This thing is upstairs. You're gonna see this when I fly up there very briefly, so I'll hold off on showing that off. Look at this. Project Farm is a YouTube channel where the dude tests tools, and this is one of the, man, I just had I swear to God that Craftsman was written backwards just now. I was like, why is my camera reversed? It wasn't written backwards. This is one of the better tape measures, and one of the crazy things about this tape measure, one of the most fun things about this tape measure, is you can go 12 feet out before it does the thing and goes clang. So that's like 9 feet to that back corner over there, and the tip of the damn thing is magnetic too. So yeah, this was one of Project Farm's favorite tape measures, and for some strange reason, I've always had like janky kind of tape measures. So this is super cool to have like a proper tape measure. It's got a little magnet on the end. Yeah, let's check and see if the 1 inch mark is actually 1 inch. I think it's one of the things he tests. I'm not gonna test it. It's one of the things he tests. But yeah, craft. If you want a, there's a name for that when you send it out like that. If you want a tape measure that you can do that thing with. This is one of the good ones. Two of these things, which I'm gonna use. I'm going to get a bunch of the lights for the little studio area here hanging down off the drop ceiling and or like screwed into the drop ceiling so that I have less stands up on the ground. I just want it to be neat and tidy. And these things are super cool for that. So it's just an Edison bulb socket, and I can just peek this out of the ceiling tiles and just hang lights straight down. So there'll be, at some point here, there'll be one of these right above my head, and I'll be able to drop what is called in the photography business a hair light down to illuminate the best hair in FPV. What do you think of that? So yeah, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the other one of these, but yeah, these are really cool on Amazon. You can get these at very reasonable prices, and they got a little inline switch on them. These are also good for like those hanging lanterns that you can get. So yeah, got a couple of these. And then, speaking of amazing artwork, this is called Octopus on Drums, and this is felt-tipped marker and pen, and it's just like gorgeous. Look at this. Look at the fucking detail in this. Like, that's pen, yo. Oh man, hold on. Let's do this at an angle, and that'll be much better. There we go. Yeah, like, look at the, so like, you know, drum sets are usually wood, and so by using pen, it like mimics the wood grain. Look at the fucking detail on that, yo. There's a djembe. Over here is some congas. Really, really cool. And then there's the octopus, yo. Look at that. Look at like the detail. And then so up top here, it's felt tip marker. You can kind of see it. But yeah, man. Really, really, really cool stuff. So I think this is gonna go over by where the drum set now is. Octopus on drums. Really cool stuff, and it's like blue and black, which kind of fits with the whole color scheme down here. So I'm excited to get that up on the wall. Oh man, I smashed this camera down pretty good, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Whoops. Come on, little guy. There we go. That's better. Oh man, I smashed it to the side. Hold on. Does that make it better or worse? It makes it worse. I want to go this way. There we go. Oh, I've made a right fine hash out of that. Does that make it better or worse? Better? Worse. Better? Worse. There we go. I just need to move this. There it is. All right, we're good. I can move this guy up a little bit. Try to minimize the amount of crotch in this camera view, though. There we go. There's not much crotch. You're welcome. So yeah, this morning was super cool. And there's a really cool light upstairs. You'll see it. Athix says, what's that? An Etsy find? No, everything is from like cool art shows and farmers markets. My parents, for 6 months of the year, when it gets cold up in New Jersey, my parents get into their awesome RV and they drive south and they go on like a little tour of like different RV parks in Florida and Tybee Island here in Georgia. And then they come up to Stone Mountain. They stay there for a while. Yeah, super cool. They know how to live, yo. Bot Grinder's in the house. What's up, DJ? How are you, brother? Let's do a little bit of flying. Let's do a little bit of frying and see how challenging it is to fly completely hungover. Watch, it's gonna be like the best I've ever flown in my entire life. To be honest, I couldn't come up with a good topic for today, and I didn't want to like try to talk about something of any value. I'm like half dizzy because I was afraid I'd get things wrong. You guys are half bad info. But I mean, you guys always tell me that you love watching me fly the tiny whoop, so let's go for it. Rob Axelson says, St. Augustine has a great farmer's market if your parents get down there. I think that's actually one of the spots where they do go. This is I gotta keep this down low. This is the Mobula 6 with the newer, shittier Nano 3 camera on the ESCs 28500 kV 0702s. And one of the two sets of Gemfan Tiny Whoop prototype props. I'm not going to tell you anything else about them, but we'll fly these a bunch. These are the prototype props that I was most sort of excited for out of the two. So we'll put a bunch of batteries through these, and then we'll go over to this rig with the currently available Gemfan biblades, and I'll see if I can feel any kind of a difference. Yeah, probably won't, but you never know. You never know. Hold on, did I leave this plugged in? I did leave it plugged in. Yeah, I'm getting bad at that. Bot says my first 3 years of flying were all hungover. Apache Smoke says you got some nice artwork. The one. Oh fuck, that's right. Yeah, this is up here. Oh fucking hell! I forgot to turn all the lights on and shit. Jesus. What kind of a live stream is this? Yeah, man, my dad helped me hang this up. I didn't want to do this myself because this wall was a real bastard to paint, and Patrick and Harbles did such an amazing job. So yeah, I wanted to wait for somebody to kind of check me. I was tempted to move it this way a little bit. But if I did that, it would look ridiculous, like, in the room itself. And I really don't want to rotate this camera anymore, because the more I rotate this camera, the more, like, when I'm sitting here, I'm all on top of this shit. I mean, I guess I could take this and move it over here, but I don't want to do that. So yeah, maybe we'll do like that. Maybe we'll do that from now on. I gotta sit like to get, cause I want to be here, but I'm like all cramped on the deck. Oh shit, that's Tiny Whoop is gonna explode from heat. Sorry, little guy. Sorry, little fella. Let's fly, friends. Let's fly hungover. Oh boy, what was that? I mean, I did blast the throttle pretty aggressively, but it shut itself off. That was a little weird. Missed it. So I haven't really gotten to, I mean, I flew around my drum set when it was in the garage a little bit, but I haven't really gotten to get all dirty and in between some of these stands and whatnot yet, since it's been over here. I'm shocked that I can get into these gaps with any amount of accuracy, but I am getting a little bit better at flying these. Oh god. That was a big one. Oh, you dick. Shout out to Squints FPV for this sticker right here that fit absolutely perfectly. This used to say Yamaha on it, but over the last like 20 years of this thing being in storage, the Yamaha lettering all flaked off, and Squincy Boy had made me this. He works at a sticker printing company, so he'd made me that great big CiottiFPV sticker a while ago, and yeah, it fit there like absolutely perfect. I clean that part of the coffee table out so I can do more power loop things. Although I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm ever going to get that power loop again. I got that power loop clean the other night, and I think that might have been... It didn't feel like it was totally luck, but I'm sure it was 80% luck. It's just really hard to get back down that low and pick the throttle back up and shoot this gap. You know, like, it all happens so fast that... and then you have to try to avoid... Oh, boy. And then you have to try to avoid the couch again, right? Yeah, it's just a stupidly... This is a stupidly difficult little power loop. Oh boy. And yeah, I also moved... I moved this little white shelf over here. Which is kind of annoying because I don't have power on it anymore. There's no outlet to this shelf now, and I used to use this shelf as like a little charging station. But I now have my charger here. I've been meaning to do this, get my charger here so I can put it on the stone here. So I can now charge on this little stone corner. Still in the Kevlar bags, but yeah, I love it. I love having the batteries charging here on the fireplace brick / stone / whatever. So I'm excited about that. Oh god! And I moved the big studio lights too. I did a whole bunch of stuff actually. Yeah, the studio lights are now here instead of here. This is just the little fill light. So yeah, just forever forever changing stuff, you know what I mean? This is fun, yo. There's some good gaps to shoot up in here. Uh-oh. There's some good little gaps up in this guy. No, no! Low battery. Let's see if we can get some cowbell going on. Ready? There it is! Uh-oh. There it is. Oh! That would have been cool if I hit it. Hold on. Goggles are fogging. Look at that runtime, yo. 4 minutes. What the fuck? Oh man, feels like nice cool air conditioning on my face with the goggle fan on. Oh boy. That was a just delicious little power loop through that. Oh boy. Alright. Alright. Bob Noxious says, I have a little something happening beginning of February. What's your schedule look like? I'd like to book your time. I'm good. I don't have anything planned for February yet. The only thing starting to get planned for next year so far is they want me for 4 of the crit races with a different league. I might do a whole shitload of crit races next year, which could be great. I mean, that could like completely fill my quota for gig work, which would just be awesome. I mean, I'll try to do more than that, but it would be really nice to have a good solid amount of flying stuff, especially with how slow it got. I mean, non-existent, I should say, it got in the end of this year. Oh man, we getting in these gates. I'm figuring out all kinds of different ways to... Oh god, that would have been so sick. Fart bag, motherfucker. Can I backflip through these? Into the cube?
Low battery.
Let's figure it out. Here we go. Ready? Oh, that was it. That was it. So you just gotta fly a little bit farther past it.
Low battery.
Alright, let's get it. Oh boy! How am I gonna do that? I gotta get a little bit of...
Low battery.
I gotta fix the, what the fuck? I gotta fix these wires a little bit. I was like using that shelf to hide some of these wires, but now I gotta like actually do some proper wire management under here. Cause that'd be cool to have another little set of gaps in there. I mean, it kind of already, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Low battery.
No, no, no. Don't make me walk all the way over there. Actually, I can probably just reach it under the desk. Oh god, everything hurts.
Low battery.
Oh boy, everything hurts. I was also like walking all around. Oh, that went into the little thingy. I was walking all around last night. Oh god. I'm not used to walking around. Oh shit, have I had this camera up the whole time? God damn it. Oh wait, no. Oh man, I hit the thing and I unplugged the thing, didn't I? Did you guys just lose
Low battery.
video? Or have you been looking at my big dumb face this entire time? No, you've been looking at my big dumb face this entire time. Wait, hold on. Is the mic working? Alright, mic is working. You've been looking at my big dumb face the whole time, I think. No?
Battery.
Whatever. Let's go. Let's do it.
Low battery.
God, I tried to just force it through there. Never force it, friends. Never force it.
Low battery.
Oh God! Boop. Oh God, what's? All right, hold on. I'm all thrown off. I'm all thrown off. What? Leave me alone. Couch.
Low battery.
Oh, that's the next big one. Come on, let's get that. Let's get that. Here we go.
Low battery.
Oh, you bastard, you. I might need to turn off crash prevention for this one. Oh, man.
Low battery.
Here we go. Oh, so close. Wow, I hit the bass drum pretty hard. Oh, shit. One more time. Oh, so close. Oh, wait, here's that light. I wanted to show... no, let's do it on the next battery. Let's keep going. So, yeah, these are these... Uh-oh. These are these Gemfan prototype props. I really dig them. What am I doing? What am I doing? Little gaps, little gaps. Ooh, rejected. Rejected from that gap. The something's... I feel weirded out. The throttle feels weird all of a sudden.
Low battery.
Oh boy, cowbell gap. Cowbell gap is real. Jam block gap.
Low battery.
Oh, there's the cowbell gap right there. that was close. That was a close one. I thought maybe if I put this single down here, I could then power loop back through the triples, but I think that's a bit much. All right, let's switch this battery. And then I want to show you guys this really cool light that's upstairs. Really, really cool light.
Telemetry lost.
Yeah, let me know, Bob. Hell yeah. Jason Black says, sent you a Instagram link to Passport Renewal. Did you check it out? Yeah, that was the place that I was calling all day on Friday. They don't have any appointments, unfortunately. But I'm going to try again tomorrow when I'm just going to keep calling them. See if maybe somebody cancels. The problem is they get hundreds and hundreds of calls a day. So if somebody cancels, it's going to get gobbled up instantly. So, like, it's just unfortunately not going to happen. But I'm at least gonna give it a try. All right, check this light out, yo. It's called the I don't know what it's called. It's on the desk behind me though. I'll look it up in a minute. Oh wait a second. You know why the throttle feels weird on this?
Low battery.
I hear Maggie. She's gonna help me. What's that? A cockroach strap?
Low battery.
I see her little feet. Thank you. Let's get her. Oh, Duke hates it. Duke's gonna protect mommy though. Oh boy. Woo, that was close. Look at this. So it's this it says on the front. What's it called? Woo light? Woo Lab. It's called Woo Lab. Look at that. It's called, oh, I'm too close now. Yeah, Woo Lab. And it's got these like rotating clear plastic jib jabs in it. And man, you can barely see it. But yeah, see it kind of moving? This lamp comes closer to like doing an actual Northern Lights thing than any other lamp ever. And it's pretty cool. This is not a good example of it. Like that does not look great there. But I promise you in person it looks really, really cool. It's a really slick lamp. The throttle expo is turned off. Let me turn that back on. Here's how you turn on throttle expo in your OSD, friends. Come in here, come into rates, and see throttle expo. It is on. Look at that. Okay, I thought I turned it off on this rig. Why does it feel so weird then? Wow, ELRS fail-safed. That was weird.
Low battery. Low battery.
Oh, God! I can't believe I hit a blade. All right, let's see if we can get this synced up.
Low battery.
Stop saying low battery. I could have probably landed on that one.
Low battery.
Farts. Oh, no. Oh. I need another rescue.
Low battery.
I can always hear when Maggie walks towards the tiny boop.
Low battery.
Thank you. All right, that's my limit. Those are my 2 rescues. All right, hold on. Let's get in this. There we go. Oh yeah.
Low battery.
Oh yeah. Get up in there. When I get it just right, it looks like the blade stops spinning and the whole room keeps spinning. That's hard to get. Concentration. Face! Yikes. I haven't landed on it like this before. I just got it spinning the right direction here.
Low battery.
It used to spin the other direction. Stop it. Transmitter, I just changed your battery. There's no way that it's low again.
Low
Ooh,
battery.
it hit me. Don't hit me, lamp, you jerk. I thought orbiting this direction would be easier. I don't really think it is, though. Damn it. Come on, get me on there.
Low battery.
Get me on there. That should have been it.
Low battery.
Try to do it with just chopping the throttle. Come on, get in there. hell? Hold on, I can turn the volume down on the transmitter. There we go. Okay, one more try here. Oh God, man, this is hard. Usually, oh boy, fucking got me. Usually it's not this difficult, but man, I am my brain. What if I just fly around it? What if I just do this? Oh yeah. Oh, that looks even cooler actually. Yeah, why was I orbiting so weird just now? Oh, farts. Oh, farts. Oh, farts. We're going for a walk. Oh man, I got all focused on them blades. Man, I was doing a really weird orbit. That's so strange. It was almost like a backwards orbit. I can't talk. It hurts. Everything hurts. Kevin Sumner says, mount the cowbar from the ceiling and using it as a ceiling tap target. That is not the worst idea I've ever heard. I kind of like that idea. Because the one cowbell I barely use on the drum set. I only really use the cowbell with the red jam block thing on it. So I might actually do that. What the hell? Why did the battery in this transmitter take such a shit dump? I think I charged the other one up, so I think we'll be alright, but man, this battery did not last very long. Hang on. It's a 4,000 mAh gold line lithium ion. I feel like I just changed this out. I mean, I have been flying a good amount. I have been flying a good amount of Tiny Whoop. It's weird. It's like, oh, I haven't even gone outside and flown yet. Well, like, yeah, I don't really go outside and fly hardly at all anymore. But yeah. Feels weird, man. Alright, getting this in here. I'll be right back. I'm coming back over in 3, 2, 1. Here I come. Under the gates. Battery on the charging station. Here we fart. Alright, let me actually fly these props around to try to get used to them, and then Bob Noxious says the moving fan perch. He wants the moving fan perch, so he gonna get it. Let's do it. Come on, transmitter. Come to life. There we go. Alright, let's go get that perch. I think I might have flown that entire battery with horizon mode on. There's a chance that's why it felt so weird. Because I just turned horizon mode off. And it feels way more normal now. Alright, so let's go here. Let's get this rolling. Oh, how cool does that look? Gotta get it locked in though. Like, I want to... That's what I want. I want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to just, like, drive onto it and just gently, like, plunk. Which is the only way that won't trigger air mode to kick me off, too. So I kind of have to do it that way. But that's good. That's exactly what I want to do. I might have been able to do it on that one. I don't want to rush it, though. I want it to, like, just kind of happen. Oh, that was it. Oh, I could feel it. I just missed it. Oh, that was the one. I have this fan going as slow as I can get it to go. It's still kind of moving. Pretty good. Oh, I tried for it. I really chopped the throttle for that one. Oh, God. All right, here we go. Let's get this. I've perched on it when it has been moving before. I've never even tried to do it while it's been moving. There it was! I mean, I was on it. Like, air mode bounced 3 or 4 times there. Let's try it one more time. If I got it once, I can get it again. Newbie Drone, on their new rigs, they have little pieces of foam for under the motors on the bottom with 3 little cutouts for the screws. And I hope that I want them to sell those because I would love to put those on. I wonder if they'll fit on a Meteor 65 frame. But that would be super cool. There it was. I mean, I was on it, but I was on it not as even as last time. Let's try. Oh man, that could have been sick. There it was again. Let me try it with disarming this time. Because it might be an air mode. It might not be possible with air mode because the damn thing is moving already. But I think it's going to throw me off. Balls. I tried to rearm. Why won't it? Number 3! Oh, I was off by like a millimeter. What? Oh, I guess I was tucked under the pillow. Okay, come on. Come on. Oh. I got hit. There we go. With my finger up, like ready to disarm, it moves my left index fingers a little bit. Oh shit, what am I doing? I like kept yawing. Oh, I was on. I was absolutely on. And then I don't know if it threw me off or if I got freaked out and rearmed it. But it was on. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh, we're falling down the stairs. No, I'm taking the walk. Oh my god, yo, that's hard. That is hard to do. Holy shit. I thought that would be kind of like no big deal. I gotta get some, it would be cool to get some high frame rate footage of like chasing that around. That'd be pretty slick. Don E with a $2 and $3 super chat. Thank you, brother. Bob Noxious with a $5 super chat. Thanks, homies. Clean the dust off the fan, Bozadar says. Hell yeah. Frank Nicholas says, foam for under the motors, source the material, and can probably cut them for you with one of my vinyl cutters. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. If Newbie Drone doesn't sell them, I'll be bugging you. Because, yeah, that would allow it to just kind of plop down a little bit easier. I am picking up some serious hair in this thing. Kind of not surprising. We had like 40 people in the house last night. Yeah, last night was fun, man. I'm so glad P. Richard Scott and Eva could come out. That was wild. Because other than my parents, everybody else I was kind of unfamiliar with, so it was nice to have a couple people that I knew here. All right, let's stop. I'm gonna pick that perch up on another occasion. I'm gonna fly this freestyle, get used to these props a little bit more. And then the last battery is going to be on biblades. Slightly more powerful motors, but yeah, I'm not. I'll try to isolate power from my brain. Okay, didn't mean to do it, but I'll take it. Oh, no. Don't get stuck in the tree. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Alright. Oh, let me get you guys some music. Music time. Doing the bull dance. Feeling the flow. Here we go. Play it through the mic. Like we've been doing recently. Okay. What was that about? Woo! Oh, so close. Less close. Oh no! Oh shit. I'm back behind it. Hold on. God damn it. Alright, here we go. Let's get some. Uh-oh. Oh boy. I'm inside the Super Nintendo. How is it stuck there? I don't understand this at all. That was weird. That was very, very weird. Oh God! So that's interesting. I've never tried that before. Throw it up over the TV, split S down, and then try to hit some of those gaps. Those gaps are really small down there, though. Like, here's the gaps that I would have. I mean, the two big ones would be above the come on now. Above the at the moment, Super Nintendo. Look, I've been doing some cable management back here. Oh fuck. I've been doing some cable management back here. It's coming along. Man, I'm having a hard time flying today. Jesus Christ on a cracker. Here's the other gap I might be able to get it through. And then the last gap would be this one. I don't think I'll be able to ever actually do that, but I said the same thing about the coffee table power. Ugh, come on now. Coffee table power loop, and we nailed that. Fucker. Whenever tiny loops get stuck, they're stuck by like 1 millimeter. It's the most frustrating thing on earth. I tried to like really cheat the backwards pitch to get the distance to the cube gate. I just didn't get it quite right. Oh, that was it! That was it! That was power loop through these two, which you could barely see, and then into the cube gate. Oh my goodness. Alright, so I mean, being hungover is not the end of the world, because we're still doing some sick shit. Ah, fuck. Admittedly, I got a little confused on that. Ooh! Oh, no, 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 easy, easy, easy! Don't get stuck in the tree. Nope, blew it. Oh, God! Just bashed it into the charging station ammo can. Alright, cool. So that's, that was 5 batteries on the prototype propellered 28,500 kV rig. Now we're gonna go to biblade rig. See if I can feel a difference in the slidiness is the main thing that I'm looking for here. This rig's gonna have a little bit more power. It's got a better camera. But yeah, other than that, it's the same. Let's see. So let me do a bunch of like, just kind of flying around. Whoa, boy. Oh, wow. I don't know what was going on there. I don't know what that was about. I mean, this rig definitely has more power. It's got higher kV motors. It is... it's not night and day, but I mean, it's noticeable. And then these biblades on the little thrust stands, they did make a little bit more power, but I don't think they make that much extra power when compared to the oh god, that hit hard. Oh, no. Oh, come on now. That was a weird crash. It just like bumped the ceiling and then tumbled to its death. Oh my god, look at that throw though, man. Ugh. Ah! That's my bad. I gave it too much upper momentum. It bounced all the way over here. Still trying to get this in this direction. Oh, that was the studio light thing there. Alright, come on, let's get this. I gotta put a little angle on it. Oh, there it is. I really like it when I get it when I lay it out like that, where you can actually see the gate upside down when you go backwards through it. Oh, that was just... I tried to force that one. Oh, nice. It stood up on its nose. I can't feel a difference between these and the other props. Maybe racers can. But I don't know. I don't think I want... For the freestyle stuff, I don't think I want grip. I think I want the rig to be loose and slidey. Because that's what's going to give me this off-throttle throw that I'm always looking for. Oh, damn it. Whoa! Oh, shit. Nice. That'll be hard to... Alright, we hit the 16, we hit the 17, let's hit the 10-inch splash. There it is. There it is, and we recovered. Let's get the 13-inch hi-hats. Yay! Oh, this is next level, okay. Floor tom. I think I have the snares turned off. Let's see. Yeah, I got the snares turned off. 12-inch. Oh, and I got some cowbell in there. Let's get the 13-inch tom. Yeah! We playing drums on this motherfucker. Good lord, that is really fun. That's not. I just flew around the tightest little intricate drum set gaps, and then I can't even get through the, the newbie drone gate. Oh man, my face is hot, yo! Yikes! Alright. Whoo! Damn. There's our, there are our Whoop batteries for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed. That light, this is the box for that light. For some reason it's called Painter Light, but yeah, Woo Lab. Woo Lab, it's a really cool light. If you can get it, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I want to get it far away from the ceiling somewhere. Like if it's down here, it'll shine up on the white drop ceiling, but it'll only be like an 8 feet gap. Upstairs, there's like, I would love to figure out how to get it to really project on that ceiling up there. But that ceiling is a very dark wood. I'm looking forward to seeing what it's like tonight, when it's when there's not so much sunlight coming in the those front windows. So that's when I'll kind of figure out if it's going upstairs or downstairs. But yeah, there you guys go. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Could you guys tell a difference in like the flight characteristics between the two quads? I would love to say that I could, but the placebo is just so strong. Also, these two rigs have slightly different cameras. Hey, I'm still looking for another one of these old school Runcam Nano 3s. If you guys don't mind, if you have like a Modula 6 laying around, I'm looking for this this style, I'll buy the whole fucking quad off you. If you've got like an old school Mobula 6 FR Sky, one of the old ones, it might have come with this camera. This is the Runcam Nano 3 I'm looking for. It's got a perfectly round lens on it here. That's how you can tell it's the one with the more colorful sensor on it. All of the they didn't make many of those. They very quickly went to this lens here with the notches in it. Come on, you fat bastard, focus. See, like the notches in the lens? There, you can really see it. Yeah, this is the... I have a million of these. This is the currently produced Runcam Nano 3. But if you have one of these other ones with the perfectly round lens, I will buy it from you for more than it's worth. Because I just want to have both of these rigs on the same camera, and this camera, which I was just flying, looks obviously better on the live stream. So I really, but the field of view is slightly different. So when I go from one rig to the other, it's like there's a little bit of an adjustment period, and I don't love that. So yeah, if you can check, if you have a tiny whoop floating around, I need one more of them there lenses. What time is it? 4:10. Look at us go! Look at us go! We're doing things. Putting these guys back on the wall here. And let's get caught up on chat here. Let's talk, friends. Shirt of the day is from Blip Shift. It's one of my favorites. Oh my god. That was a good little flying session. We hit some cool shit with that cube gate and then those hanging boys. That's a big one. All right, let me scroll up a little bit here, figure out where I left off in chat. Where are we at? Where were we at? Oh man, I'm super far behind. What the hell? Here we go. Mr. Huggy says Jimmy Broadbent raised something like 55,000 in the end and is going blonde. Oh man, they made him do it again. Oh boy, 55,000 pounds. Jesus Christ, that's great. Brunswick Bean says, should we time out users who tag Ciotti? No, never do that. Don't ever do that. Never, never. Kevin Sumner says, I have an AOS 5.5 with the HD0 Freestyle over the Acon 30x30 in the center. It has 20mm standoffs. Barely fits. I had a feeling. Okay, cool. So that confirms it. Yeah, if you're going to do that massive HD0 VTX, 20mm standoffs are the tallest you can do. Mr. Huggy says he raised 58,000 pounds for mental health. Just giving praise to you, bro. So cool, man. I aspire to be able to do that. I like that would be, to me, that would be like a real sign of success, to be like comfortable enough in doing this that yeah, there were enough people, and obviously I would never be able to raise that much money, but it would be so cool to be able to do something like that. So yeah, we shall keep going someday. Bobby Bag says the back wall looks sick. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I'm happy with it. Yeah, see how I'm sitting like here? I want to be sitting centered over here, but it makes me kind of shift over. Maybe if I just shift all my shit over. Let's see, I can't really shift the mouse pad over because then I smash into the Stream Deck. Just move the Stream Deck over, I guess. Oh, I'll put the Stream Deck there. Let's try that. Rob Axelson says, new t-shirt, the best hair in FPV. Goddamn right. Alright, so I did get caught up on some of these. Brains Baked Beans says, bang the drum. You were way ahead of me. Thornburg 2500 says, was there any drunk drum playing involved in last night's festivities? No, there wasn't. nobody really came. I was hoping that some people would come down here and kind of chill a little bit more. But yeah, everybody kind of stayed upstairs. There was a couple of minutes where I gave, I showed Monica, Patrick's wife, around the house. And we came down here for a couple of minutes, but that was really it. So like, yeah, I brought some of the kids down and I put them on the PS4 with Overcooked, and I was hoping that they would play that, but they only played a few games and they became uninterested. But yeah, I'm still, I don't know. This is a cool hangout spot down here, but nobody's really hung out down here. I mean, Patrick and I have, but I want to have like a bunch of people over to hang out down here one of these days. Bob Noxious says, I have a little something. Oh, we got that. Jason Black says, oh wait, hold on. This is, all right, there we go. Jason Black says, sent you, oh no, we got that. I talked about that one. All right, so I wasn't that far behind. I just missed some stuff. RC Tom says, can see over the pond. What's that mean, RC Tom? Can see over the pond. Are you saying hi from over the pond? What's up, RC Tom? Bob Noxious says, I started watching Friday's stream and I got distracted, but I was very disappointed. I missed your dad. I found him to be very entertaining. Yeah, he's the best, man. I'm the luckiest dude ever. He's got so much knowledge, and he's just like a super amazing person. And like, I picked up on all that, you know, like yeah, when you're around your parents a lot as a kid, you just like naturally pick up on stuff. And I was very lucky to have two parents that were amazing. So all of the things that I just osmosised from them made it very easy to be like a good human being on this planet. You know, like a lot of people have to work really hard to like fix rough upbringings to be a good human being. And I was lucky enough to really not have to. Like I just was given a really good starting point. Which I'm also really lucky for because I've got, you know, some pretty rough at times mental health shit going on. So that would have made it so much harder without that like really nice base. So yeah, I'm a lucky dude, and he's such an awesome guy. CMYK says you can get a same day passport at the port of Miami, I believe. Yeah, you can also in New Orleans. New Orleans is the closest spot to do it, but it's only a 1-day gig, and so like yeah, it would be, it's a lot to do to the, I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out on Monday though. I'll do some math and figure out what it would cost to time wise and money wise to go do it, and then we'll see. Kevin Sumner says, we got that. Bob Noxious says, we got that one. Bozora says, yo, CiottiFPV in the fam. What's up, gangly gang? There's a GG. There's a GG thingy. Nope, I immediately don't like the stream deck over there. It's not good there. Here, that might work there. Look at that. So this is now the official gangly gang. What are these called? Emojis? There you guys go. If you want an emoji gangly gang, there it is. There's the GG. Good find, Bozadar. He says, nice fan. Thank you, dude. Yeah, you know what'll be cool? We're gonna at some point replace that fan with a really cool looking one, and it'll be really fun to. That's kind of an ugly fan up there. That's just like that standard, you know, like beach house style kind of fan. Got that one. Got that one. Bob Noxious says, CiottiFPV in that zone, it looks like. I feel like I was in the zone a little bit for a minute or two, but then I smashed into something. Bob Noxious says, I think it was the difference of badass and badass. Nice. Thanks, dude. Athix says, JB had the best hair before you. Imagine JB with hair. Man. Imagine JB with long hair. He had like the buzzed hair for a while. Can you imagine him with long hair? I kind of can't. Bob Noxious says, CiottiFPV needs to have a housewarming party. Oh man, the house is plenty warm already. We kind of missed that, man. both Maggie and I got all obsessed with like the house being perfect before we invited people over, and then months and months and months went by, and we didn't really have like a housewarming party because we were so obsessed with like, yeah, getting it all shaped up and looking awesome. And there was a lot of work to do. Like the basement looked awful. So yeah, I think we're past the point of housewarming party, but yeah, I do want to have more parties in 2023. It's just parties tend to be kind of expensive, and we're running a little bit of a tight ship right now, but we'll see. We'll get there. We'll be back on our feet before we know it. I hope. I'm sure. RC Tom says now I knew you have a wig over the big ocean. TEU equals over the pond. Yeah, I know what over the pond means. I was just wondering what you were saying in the previous message. All right, let's. What time is it? It's 4:20. It's 4:20, party people. Do whatever you want. Oh man, I just do not feel good. I feel like $100. At least I haven't had to like shit again yet. Hold on. Let me move this over. Afraid I'm gonna knock this over. I'm gonna start now that like this room is really coming together. I gotta figure out what artwork is going where. This octopus drummer one might go right across from the drum set. I had time to. Oh god. Oh fuck. I had time to spread all the stuff out for these 3 builds, but I didn't really have time to like think about it. I think I'm pretty much good to go. Like I assume that this is for Crossfire. This is obviously for the Immersion RC Tramp, and those both run under the ESC. I would love to solder up the ESC, but I need to prep this daughter board. When I say prep, what I mean is epoxy this daughter board down. This is the storied invincible 35 amp Acon 30x30, and the only thing not invincible about this is the fact that there's this board that's only connected with solder joints, and if you hit it hard enough you can break it off. So it's a super easy fix. You just take epoxy and run a quick bead of epoxy around the outside of this daughter board here, and then it never comes off. So I like to do that before I go and solder all the motors up. So yeah, like I need to prep this ESC. And then like, I don't even, oh, so here's another one. Okay, yeah, so here's another one of those ESCs. So when I guess, yeah, I mean, I'll get some shit done. I'll take these out and put them on the desk so that I can prep them. I do need to desolder these leads here. But yeah, this is, these 3 glide builds are going to be for sale. I'm going to really bust my ass to try to get these done over the next like week or so that you guys can maybe buy yourselves an early Christmas present, because that's kind of the point behind these guys. I need one more of these ESCs though, and I think it's going to come out of my personal stash, which is fine, because I'm going to start, like, I want to start flying T-motor ESCs because I want to be able to, like, say, yes, the T-motor ESC is invincible. Like, as much as I really wish that they still sold these 35 amp Acons, because they've been as close to invincible as I can possibly imagine, but they don't. You just can't find them anymore. So it's kind of annoying because it's like, oh, what do you fly? Well, I fly this ESC that you can't get anymore. Oh, well, great. Well, what the hell am I supposed to buy? So, yeah, I think it's kind of nice to have these builds with these ESCs. There it is. Out of my personal stash, I only have one left, and I think I might hold on to it for like posterity because these ESC. This is the first ESC I've ever found that's been just full tilt bomb proof. And like eventually I'll break. I think I have them in all of the glides, but one. I think there's one glide with a T-motor ESC. But yeah, I haven't been able to break them. It's been really kind of ridiculous. So it's kind of fitting that these builds that I'm going to be selling have this like infinitely durable ESC in them, so that whoever buys these won't have to worry about replacing the ESC. Although, watch, I'll send these out and all three of these will cook. I mean, like, yeah, nothing in our hobby is infallible, but these have been unbelievable. The flight controller is a Talon F7, which I think they're still making. That might actually be discontinued too. It's manufactured by CL Racing, so I mean it's just basically a CL Racing flight controller. But it's a good one. There was a while there where it was like the best quality flight controller that I could sort of find. That didn't last forever though, because there was a point where the gyro. I don't know. I've had a mixed bag with them. MPU 6000, I think. But the Fusion, actually, I've run this Talon F7 with the Fusion and with the MPU 6000, and it was totally fine with the Fusion. It was one of the first times I was like, oh, okay, so 32K gyros aren't all horrible. They can be like sort of acceptable. So that was kind of cool. All right. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for the capacitor setup on these. I think I've got some. I think I have enough of the caps to get these all capped up. That could be cool. Let's just really quickly desolder this. So this is flux paste, especially on these big ass battery leads. You have to use flux. Like, you really need to transfer heat as efficiently as possible on these battery leads, or else you're going to get the pad really hot, and you don't want to do that. So you can kind of get away with 30 gauge wires not using flux. You can also get away with not using flux on the battery pads, but don't. There's really no reason to. But I'm sorry, on the motor pads rather. But on these battery pads, like if you're not using flux, yeah, you're just making your life a living hell. So use flux. Make your life easier, not harder. I already desoldered it on this one. Alright, so here we go. And I mean, it's still going to take some time. Try to use the flat part of the soldering iron. You're trying to get as much contact patch as possible between the soldering iron and the exposed wire and or the solder that's built up on it. Get it on there. By rotating it around like this, what I'm trying to do is get even more of a contact patch. I'm trying to like kind of leave like a little dent and push the tip of the soldering iron down into the dent. And then I like to actually, while this pad is hot, I like to get it all the way heated up, take the soldering iron here and flick. They use lead-free solder at these factories so that they don't, because they're soldering all day, every day. Lead-free solder sucks, so you want to remove as much of it as you can. I'm not going to get the solder wick out because I would have to use a ton of solder wick to get this out of here, but you can do this little flick trick, and you can remove a good chunk of it, and then you can add your own leaded solder to the pads, and it'll mix in with the lead-free solder, and you'll be good to go. So there's a little trick there for you guys. Let's knock this one out here. So again, we're going to use the fattest part of the soldering iron that we can. And now there's a bunch of solder already on the tip of the iron, so this one's going to go a lot faster. And because it's basically just going to transfer the heat better. That big blob of solder that I have is going to be one big heat transfer. And Yeah, the ESC itself is going to suck up some of that heat for sure. Like you'll feel the rest of the ESC kind of heating up. But yeah, once the pad heats up, then you'll be able to remove it like that. Again, flick off. I can do better than that. Put it up at this side of the pad and then just flick. And now we're going to get the ground side. The ground side is always going to be a little bit more difficult, so I prefer to do the red first always, because the red is going to put heat into the entire ESC, and then that's going to help once you get onto the ground pad. The ground pad takes longer because it's tied in to the ground plane, which is one big thick layer of copper on the ESC. So there you go. We got some hot 16 gauge wires, a bunch of little solder blobs here, lead-free solder blobs here, and the ESCs are ready for epoxying. And I mean, you can do the same thing on these little tiny motor pads here, but I'll usually just add a little bit of leaded solder to them and just call it a day. I don't think I did not flick the solder off on these. So let me get some flux on them, and I'm going to try to remove some of this lead-free solder from this other one. And then these will be the 3 ESCs for these 3 builds. Do this real quick, like. And on a lot of ESCs, they'll have components right next to these pads, so if that's the ESC you're working on, just be a little bit more careful. Try to put as little heat into those other components as possible. The whole pad wasn't hot on that, so it didn't really work all that well. Now it is. There we go. Moving over to the ground side. You gotta wait till the pad and the solder are hot for the whole thing to be molten, and then just flick it off like that. And there we go. And you can technically pick these up with the tip of the soldering iron and they'll stick to it because solder moves towards heat. It's one of the coolest things about it. There's a little string of solder on the... I gotta be honest, I'm really digging this silicone work surface. It's got a nice grippiness to it, so that when I'm doing stuff, like these don't move around, and it's the solder doesn't stick to it, and it doesn't burn. It's really nice. It's easy to clean off. The only thing that's kind of annoying about it is it's hard to clean. Like I wipe it off with this microfiber, but like since it's so sticky, since it's so like grippy, you can't just like brush it off. So it tends to get a little bit dirty with like dust and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you rub hard with a rag or a microfiber, you can get it pretty clean. I haven't soldered on it a ton. I don't know if some of these marks are going to become permanent. I mean, you guys will get to see this thing age as I use it more, so that'll be kind of cool. But yeah, if you just take a little bit of time, you can get it almost completely clean again. See? Yeah, $15 on Amazon. I'm kind of digging it, and it's got this. It's got this area up here. There's a magnet under it, so this area up here is slightly magnetic, and then these little compartments are kind of cool for like M2. You can get your M2 stuff kind of organized, and yeah, I'm digging this. I'm digging this silicone mat. All right, here we go. So these ESCs are ready to go. I would show you how I prep these, but it's kind of a waste of time because you can't buy these damn things anyway. So I'm gonna prep these on my time. By the way, if you buy a flight controller or an ESC and it's shiny like that, there is no need to conformal coat it. This is conformal coated. That shininess is the conformal coating, and I think we can confirm that with a UV flashlight. Let me grab one. Let's see. High-end electronics almost always get conformal coated before they leave the factory. We don't have many high-end components in FPV, but we do have some. Yeah, it's hard to tell. mean, it's not. I mean, it's not lighting up like a Christmas tree, but it's not lighting up compared to this. Hold on, let's make it a little more focused here. Yeah, it might be conformal coded. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But yeah, I've heard. I think Joshua say that if the component is shiny like that, that typically means that it was conformal coated at the factory. They just dip them, so it's a perfectly even coating. Whereas we paint it on like a bunch of goddamn monkeys. Bunch of monkeys fucking a coconut, you know what I mean? Am I right? Am I right? Abraham says those silicone pads are legit. You can just set your iron right on it if you want. They're incredibly heat resistant. Use a bunch of rubbing alcohol and a washcloth to clean it, or soap and H2O. Nice. Nickel Six says, what's up? RC Tom says, do a fan spin again. I don't have any batteries left. Next stream, though, which I guess is tomorrow night, right? Today's Sunday? Yeah, tomorrow night we'll fly some more Whoop batteries and we'll try that fan perch again. I'm digging like tricks that take multiple live streams to hit. Like that's kind of fun. Like the coffee table power loop, that took a while, and like it just makes it really like it's cool because like you guys get to see the progression, and then like sometimes I'll go back to live streams. I'm like, oh, that's before I'd hit that trick or whatever. Yeah, it's just kind of neat. All right, so these ESCs need some epoxy. Do I even have? I might need to snag some epoxy from the Home Depot. I don't think I have any left. I have used super glue before, and it does work, but it makes that fucking white mess all over the place. I wonder if I could use the worry-free FPV stuff. Brandan stuff. I wonder if this firms up enough. It's very thick. This stuff is very thick. But what I like about epoxy in doing that is the epoxy hardens like really, really hard, as opposed to hardening soft. Well, I guess yeah, it could harden, but not be super hard. And so yeah, it's that's what I want to hold those boards on. I bet you that Brandan. Who's used that Brandan stuff? Do you think it hardens hard enough to use in place of epoxy? Because yeah, I do not have any epoxy, but I do need to go to. I do need to get my ass to. Home Depot. God. There better not be something crawling in my hair. That's disgusting. Don't even joke about that. I put myself sort of... I worked at Target when I was in college. And I'll never forget this like 1,000-year-old lady that got into one of the electric cart things in the front, and she had like super poofy bright white hair. And I'll never forget, I was looking at her, and this little spider went up to the top of her hair, and I was like, and then it went, and it disappeared back down in her hair, and I just pulled one of these like, I just walked away. But I will never forget that. The spider like peeked. He peeked up. He was like, "Oh, what's up?" Okay, we're good. Oh God, horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. Because I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna tell her, because if I tell her, she'll freak out. You know, like I would rather kind of not know. Like if there was a spider living in my hair, I don't think I would want to know. I think I would want to just, you know, like, ignorance is bliss kind of thing, and just, it's fine. He ain't gonna hurt me, right? Like, what's he gonna do? He's just gonna live. He's gonna live in there, and that's okay. All right. So I got this bag of stuff that when I stopped working on these quads, just get away as fast as possible from Spider Hair Lady. You don't want to be in that situation. Exactly, right? Just like, I'm out. That's not... I wasn't being paid enough for that. It's not it. I'm not down with that. Look at this. I got some hardware here. That's pretty cool. I got some more hardware here. Look at me go. I think this is motor mounting hardware, if I'm not mistaken. And then I got a little bag of M2 hardware. That's kind of cute. All right, so yeah, we're gonna knock these builds out. We're gonna get these builds done. This is gonna be cool. This is gonna be the green build. It's gonna be green and purple. So let me start putting aside some of the green stuff for this one. And so yeah, one of the builds is gonna be green and purple. One of the builds is gonna be all red with a blue rear end, a la the Expanse. And then the other is gonna be, I believe, purple and red. So yeah, they'll kind of have themes to them. They've all got Newbie Drone 2306.5 motors. I was just so incredibly impressed by those motors and what they cost. And the thought process is that with these builds is like, I want these to get used. I want these builds to get hammered. And those motors with a titanium motor shaft are really like the best deal that you're going to find. So the titanium motor shaft is going to make them incredibly durable. As durable as the $24, $25, $26 per motors. But at the time they were really inexpensive. And then at some point, Newbie Drone did have to raise their prices a little bit. But they did not, I mean, they're still a hell of a deal. They're still a really incredible deal on a titanium shaft motor. So, yeah. Oh no, it looks like I've got some gunmetal standoffs. One of them is going to be kind of gunmetaled up. That'll be really cool looking, actually. So yeah, there we go. We got 5 gunmetal standoffs. And then I got some little blue guys. This is going to be for the Expanse rig. And then these are just like extra little wiring harnesses that are going to get thrown in. So a bunch of just random shit that's going to get thrown in with these builds. Just like for some extra wires and whatnot. RC Roscoe says, "What's up? Your dad was dope as hell." I know, right? He's the best. The goddamn best, friends. Okay, so I got a set of these guys in purple. This is going to be the camera for this rig. And this is going to be the antenna and jib jab for this guy. So it's going to use that little TPU antenna holder. All the rigs are going to come with an extra of the little TPU antenna holders in a slightly different purple. Yeah, I got a bunch of those. And then they're going to come with a bunch of extra stuff, some arm guards and whatnot. This is the double-sided tape that comes with the Immersion RC Tramps. My brain hurts. Are these wide enough for that? Yeah, they are, but I don't know. They're not VHB. They're a little bit more foamy than VHB. Okay, cool. So what do I have all these socket-headed donkeys for? These guys are spacers for mounting the ESC, and I forgot that last night, and I used the nylock nuts. That was stupid. So let me kick these nylock nuts off of here, and then we're going to replace these with the plastic standoffs. Athix says, so you're building rigs to sell? Yeah, like almost a year ago, I decided that I wanted to build 3 glide rigs to the specs of mine to sell them, and then yeah, this year was kind of chaos, so they got put into build bags and then they just sort of disappeared on me. But yeah, with getting Christmas decorations out and kind of going through the garage, I found the bags with these, and so yeah, it's time to get these done and get them sold. I will probably never do this again because I hate building, and yeah, this takes a long time to like the way that I build these rigs is kind of meticulous, and I'm not. I have no want to like do this, so I'm gonna do it properly, and then that's gonna be it. So yeah, these are gonna be kind of expensive because like this is a ton of time, and hopefully the fact that I'm never gonna do this again will give them enough value where yeah, I mean like I'm trying to get like $600, $700, $800 for these. One of them is definitely gonna get auctioned off, and I can't wait to see what'll happen with that one. But if you want one of the other two, I previously I'd thought like, oh, I'll do all auctions for all three of them, and I would still kind of like to do that. But to be honest, if two people message me and say, yo, I have to have one, I'll just be like, okay, cool, make me an offer. So yeah, there's that. But yeah, I have no interest in building more than these three. I just don't like to build. And this is not a good, this is, unless you can sell these for a ton of money, this is not a good way to make money because it's so time consuming, right? Like all said and done, each one of these rigs is probably going to have 8 to 10 hours in it. And, you know, even at like half my flying rate, that's like $400 to $500 in labor. That's a lot. That's a lot. And to expect somebody to pay that when they can just get like an iFlight Chimera or whatever for like $300 is kind of insane. Will this fly better? Absolutely. Will this crash better? Absolutely. Will this be more serviceable? Absolutely. But my God, I mean, more than double the money. Like you could just buy two of the binding flies. So, yeah, these are for super fans, basically, right? Like that want a little piece of FPV history, let's say, a niche within a niche within FPV history. And you're gonna love these. Like this formula, this build, I have been refining and R&Ding and all those other words for years. So like the way the wires run, where the wires run, the components, everything has been thought out, and it just works, and it works really, really well. RC Roscoe says, I'm bending up Christmas bulb hooks like 100 of them. Want to trade? LOL. Not in a million years. All right. There we go. So now we've got those little plastic nutty boys on for the spacers, and I think that they're just the right height. Yeah, they are. Cool. So I'm not gonna put the I'm not gonna put the nylock nuts on yet because it's just I like to put the epoxy on to prep this when it's off the quad. So there's just shit like what I just did that just needs to get done in these rigs. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna keep doing things. I know it's not the most fascinating thing for you guys to watch, but hey, this is a Q&A stream, so this is a questions-based stream, so ask them. I don't know. I already did the things. I don't know. RC Roscoe says, I want a piece of CI. Where are you? I'm in Atlanta, yo. Atlanta as fuck. Okay. So... Oh, these are for the Expanse rig. That's what these are for. Yeah, blue in the back, and then yeah, there it is, gunmetal in the front. So we're gonna do gunmetal. But yeah, I'm not putting the extra standoffs yet. I do those kind of dead last. Yeah. All right, cool. So Let's get that hardware in this one. Let me just clean up a little tiny bit here, though. A little tiny bit of cleanup. I don't need any of these guys. Let's put these away. And I don't need any of this. I do need these. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't need these guys yet. All right, and then there's 4 more of those little fellas. Okay, cool. So these big old socket-headed bastards, these are going to be the outer arm bolts. And I really like to run socket-headed out there because the outer arm bolts take the majority of the vibrations. So if anything is going to loosen up on a build, it's going to typically be those. And when you do them as a socket head, you can use a 2.5 millimeter driver that it's just, there's so much less of a chance of it stripping out. So you can really put it onto those bolts and just crank the shit out of them. And those jack into these really heavy duty press nuts. And yeah, you can just crank on them all day and they don't strip out. It's really, really nice. All right, that's looking good. So let's get some more hardware. Yeah, and then the hardware that I run on these guys is just like the standard button heads because it doesn't need to be anything insane because it's just holding the ESC on. Lewis H says, what's the deal with all the Chargers with the Thundercats type decals on them in Atlanta? Yeah. Basically what you're seeing there is that hip-hop videos have popularized like being into cars, and so all of a sudden there's a lot of people that think it's cool to be into cars, and yeah, there's like this culture smash going on. And Dodge did a really good job marketing their cars to that sort of hip-hop crowd. And so, yeah, now they all... Yeah, it's just like cultures kind of colliding. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't like it, but yeah, it's... I don't get to make the rules, unfortunately. Or, actually, fortunately. For the good of society. Because I would be a tyrant. Alright, so here we go. We're using these here to go up through the base plate for the ESC mounting. Cool. And yeah. Oh God. Get back in there. You get out of the way. Alright. So yeah, these little plastic guys are, these little nylon nuts are kind of perfect for this because they're infinitely light. And you're really not putting any stress on them. And you can even get a driver on them if you need to. I think yeah, see this, what is this, a 5.5 millimeter driver if for some reason you ever need to really crank one down, but you really shouldn't. So, got these guys going here. Denzel the Turbo says, are you doing LED race wires on these builds? I was not planning on it. Just because it just makes... Typically what I do is I'm lazy on the first go-around of the builds, and I don't do LED race wires, but then every time I smash up a motor, I will then put LED race wires on that. So eventually my builds will have 4 LED race wires on them. But on the front end of a build here, I usually don't do it because instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7... Instead of 12 solder joints, you're now signing yourself up for 12, 24, 36 solder joints, which is a lot. So yeah, I think I got the wrong screws out because once I put this guy on here, yeah, these are the wrong screws. I need 2 millimeters longer than these. So hold on a second. Grabbed the wrong ones. What am I doing? I can just spin this guy out. RC Roscoe says, I will, however, would like to, after Christmas, pay you to fix my Betaflight mess. How much for like 2 hours? It's over on Fiverr. I forget. There was a point where it was, I prefer to charge 40 an hour, but I think I might have changed it over on Fiverr and I've forgotten to change it out. So if Fiverr says 30 an hour, I'll do 30 an hour, but typically for Zoom and Skype and whatnot stuff, it's 40 an hour. But yeah, whatever Fiverr says, if you want to try to get a little discount, go look on Fiverr, and if it says 30 still, I will honor that. See, so like there's a little piece of something on here, and it won't come off because the silicone is so grippy. I guess you can probably blow it off, although I just tried and it didn't really work. There it goes. You gotta like pick stuff off with your fingernail. It's interesting. Okay, so these guys are too short. Let's get 2 mil longer and we'll be good to go. Where'd that go? I think that's these. Yep, that's these guys right here. Oh, look at that. I already cut the damn thing open. I knew! I cut it open, then I didn't take anything out. Alright, so there's a set of those, and now I just need one more. It's these guys, and they are... Where are they at? Nope, those are too long. Ah, there it is. Second to last. Okay. Oh, this one container has 2 sets, so now I'm going to have too many, but that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now I can put these little, whatever, I'll leave them out. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. RC Roscoe says, mix in the middle, 35 an hour. Yeah, it totally works. Either or. Either or. Okay. All right, longer guys, where you at? Longer guy, longer fella. And then I think this looks like it's the same length. Right? Yep. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Cool. So these are all the shorter guys. I'll put them up here in the little magnetic pockets in this cool silicone mat. All right. Oh, no. Didn't want to put that up there. There we go. All right, cool. So now, let's get these guys in here with the little nylon spacers. Athix says Kenny Kobe hit up Xenakis. What's Kenny looking for? A pair of V2 goggles on the 106 firmware. Interesting. Yeah, that's a great suggestion to hit up Xenakis. He might have something floating around. Definitely check FPV Exchange to see if there's anybody just straight up selling it. What's going on with the... So, we were talking about it at the party very briefly last night. So the V1, the very original V1 DJI goggles, I guess, are not compatible with the 03 shit. But the V2s are. My main question, because like the old goggles they're uncomfortable and huge. I'm more interested in if the 03 goggles will work perfectly with the old school Vistas and whatnot. What I'm really with these crit cycling live streaming events, what I would really love is to be able to output in 1080. But then that would mean that I would need to get a couple more, which would be fine, of the O3 air units and cameras. I haven't really seen anybody talking about video output though. I'll probably just end up messaging Justin, who does all of the rallycross events, because I'm sure he's got his finger on the pulse, or whatever the corporate jargony saying is for that, on what's going on there. Because yeah, for the I had a quick conversation the other day actually with the crit guys, and they said that the new this new Criterium league that's bringing them on to do the live streams, the truck actually will output 1080, which is pretty slick. So I would love to be able to. I mean, the original DJI stuff looks so good that like they've been super happy with it, and it's time tested and it's solid and like we know it. But by the time these guys are ready, the O3 system will have had plenty of time to be solid. I just haven't seen anybody talking about like the video output. The only thing that I saw was that currently there's no way to get video out of it without the fucking OSD. And that feels like something that won't change. Hopefully it will, obviously, but yeah, absolutely cannot have that. So we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Hey, by the way, I am on Livestream Live over on Discord. It was buried behind a window, but yeah, I do have that. I've been pretty good about having Discord up during the live stream. I just need to get better at like actually looking at it. So we'll see. Luckily, it looks like the O3 DJI stuff fits in the Cinesplorers perfectly. So yeah, for the Crit series, that's what I've been flying. It works really, really well. If I need to go fast, I pull the ducts off. Like if it's if it's safe enough, I pull the ducts off. But then I can leave the ducts on and fly around the crowd and around the booths and all kinds of stuff. It's a really, really nice little setup. Athix says put OSD on a Switch. I mean, I already do that, but I can't I need to have the OSD on when I'm flying. I mean, I guess I could wait for them to. Now, see, I mean, they won't take my shot with the OSD on. So I would have to just fly without it, and then when they come to, I would have to figure out a better way to get comms between me and the truck. That's been a nightmare so far, because I'm outside and it's loud as shit outside. And so yeah, we need a better comms kind of setup. But I mean, we've talked about that both times, so I'm sure we'll figure something out. I'm actually asked Justin about that. What kind of a comm setup he has. They had a set of headphones, but I couldn't get the headphones to work with the DJI goggles at the same time. It was super annoying. Ryan9 says OSD on a Switch and volts and radio callouts. Yeah, I could set the in theory, I haven't looked into doing this. I did this ages ago, back before OSD was really even a thing. I set the QX7 up to give me, if the voltage dropped below a certain point, or if the RSSI dropped below a certain point, I would have it do audible callouts. But that actually wouldn't work because the speaker on the QX7 is not going to be anywhere near loud enough to offset how loud the PA system is and the music that they're blasting and shit like that. So that actually, unfortunately, wouldn't work. But yeah, I guess OSD on a Switch, and I would just have to, when I lined up for a run, I would just have to turn the OSD off and hope that the battery voltage doesn't take a huge shit dump. And then as soon as they take another camera, I could flip the OSD back on. And yeah, hopefully the battery hasn't dumped too badly by that point. That would probably work. All right. So we've got our mounting hardware set, and look at that, it's 5:03. I'm gonna go take a fucking nap. I'm so sorry to bail on you guys, but I feel absolutely horrendous, and yeah, if I can get some sleep, tomorrow night's stream will be a little bit better. So we're gonna sacrifice today's stream for tomorrow night, and hopefully I don't die before then. I won't. I promise. I won't. Oh my god. Riot9 says OSD on Switch. Athix says run two DJI systems at the same time. Two DJI systems at the same time, you can't do it. The antennas are too close to each other. They go crazy. But one of my Cinesplorers is actually set up for a rear-facing DJI camera, and it's got a front-facing analog camera. And I did that at the last event of theirs in Salt Lake City, and it worked brilliantly. It's very difficult because if they call out to pan the camera up, I actually have to nose down, and if they call out camera pan down, I have to nose up. It's a total mind fuck. And then the other problem is like left and right. Like if I start tracking to the right, the camera shot is gonna go. The camera shot actually goes to the right, but in my head it actually goes to the left because it's going to the left of the rig. So it's really, really difficult. And then the most difficult part though is maintaining your distance. Like you have to swoop down on top of their heads, and then you have to really try to match their speed. And it's like you tend to just fly away from them, or it's fine when you fly too slow because the riders flying under the camera is a really cool look. But it's hard to get that locked in, and typically you'll start walking away from them and they'll just take somebody else's camera. But Salt Lake City was a terrible RF environment, and I only had like a really short little area that I could fly in. I was getting fail-safes all over the goddamn place. And DJI dropouts. It was wild. So yeah, if I'd had a longer run like I had in Arkansas, I would have probably been able to kind of get in the zone a little bit more and figure out how to just stay with them. So yeah, I'm really excited to do more of those events, and they've fell in love with my work. They hired a bunch of different drone pilots last year to fly their events. And they were like, yeah, man, we're not hiring any of them again. like we'll do whatever it takes for 2023 to have you on as many events as possible. One of the events, they wanted to bring me on to 4 so far with this other league, and then maybe the whole season, which would be 10 events with American Crit. We'll see if what the funding looks like. But this other group, they're bringing me in for 4 events. They wanted to bring me in for 4 events. And they're like, yeah, here, and Washington, D.C. And I was like, yeah, I got bad news for you on Washington, D.C. Like, I ain't even gonna, like, we're just gonna take that one off the table right now. Like, I don't think there's a person on Earth that would be able to get the permits required to put a drone up in the air in D.C. So, but yeah, 3 events is super awesome. So we'll be, that'll be great. And it'll be a couple days. It'll be, it might be 3 days of day rate for each one of those events. So that man, yeah, that would be great. That would really, really, really be great for next year to get that locked in. And then hey, maybe the American Crit series brings me on for a bunch too. Hopefully, I man, flying those events was just, it's such a perfect use of FPV, and you can do it sub 250. And it's just, yeah, it's just great. It's really such a great use. Mr. Huggy says, read live stream live. When you didn't answer, better call Bardwell. DJI finally did it, kind of. DJI goggles 2 backwards compatibility is here at what cost? That is one of the videos that I wanted to watch yesterday or the day before, whenever it popped up, and I just didn't have a chance, so I'll be watching it probably as I'm falling asleep here today. Hey, speaking of the Discord, Brandon's Baked Beans and Kevin Sumner are now mods over on the Discord channel, so don't misbehave. Although I only really did that because we had like a little bit of spam over there, so that's mainly what I did that for. But yeah, if your shit gets deleted on Discord, don't blame me. But those guys don't really need to delete your guys' stuff. It's fine. It's just for spam. MNTLFPVS's question. Hold on, let me move the chat. Let me move the chat window over. Why don't you use 1407, 1408s on 3-inch? Also for lightweight 3-inch frame. What about Impulse Micro Alien or Reverb? So 1407s, 1408s are motors that theoretically, and on the thrust stand, they can make a shitload of power for their weight. But the problem is they have cooling issues. A motor, the ratio of motor width to motor height is very important. And a 1407 or 1408, they are way too tall and not wide enough. The height of the motor, adding height to a motor makes more power than adding width. Adding height to a motor is lighter weight than adding width. But the wider the motor, the more surface area there is in the airflow to keep the motor cool. And typically for like a freestyle type motor, the ratio of width to height that you want is 3-to-1. For every 3 millimeters of width, you want 1 millimeter of height. If you want a motor that'll stay even cooler than that, you just keep adding width. So 2207s are a good example of this. 7 tall, and then 7, 14, 21 is 3-to-1. But then they're 22 wide, so they've got like 1 millimeter of extra width. I find that 2207s make too much power, so I prefer a 2306. So 6 tall, 6, 12, 18, 24. So now you've got a 4-to-1 ratio on a 2306. And I think that that's one of the reasons why 2306 motors tend to have like more throttle resolution. What I think that is that they just never overheat because they have a little bit of extra width for their height. And so yeah, I think that 2306s are just a little bit more consistent because they've got that extra width to stay cool. 1407, 7 is the height, 7, 14. That's a 2-to-1 ratio. That's no good. That's a motor that's going to get way too hot. 1408, 8 is the height, 8, 16. That's a less than 2-to-1 ratio. So basically those motors, if you only fly around at low throttle, those motors are going to work because they're not going to overheat. But the second that you go above like 50% throttle, those 1407s and 1408s are going to overheat like crazy. And what happens to motors when they overheat is that the magnets get really hot and the magnets perform worse and they lose their magnetism. So every time with one of those motors you go full throttle, you're reducing the power of the motor a little bit. But the main problem is that you put power on, the motor overheats, and then if you want more power again, the second time you blip the throttle, you're going to have less power, literally less power. So it's almost like a turbocharged car where every time you put your foot down, you get a different amount of horsepower because there's maybe the turbo was spinning at 10,000 RPM when you put your foot down this time. Maybe it was spinning at 30,000 RPM. Like it's a constantly varying system. And I don't like that. I always prefer a system that has more consistency. And if I have to sacrifice a little bit of power for that, that's totally fine. With less power, you're actually going to fly better too because you're going to have more throttle resolution. Our throttle only moves this much. So if you have a shitload of power on this tiny little throttle throw, if you try to make a little change, it's going to make a big change in power because you've got a shitload of power in this little throttle throw. The less power your quad has in this little area, the more sensitive you're going to be able to be on the throttle. And when you're flying low to the ground, you're going to be able to drop a half an inch down, a half an inch up, half an inch down, half an inch up. What I find with 2207s is I jump up by 6 inches at a time. I raise 6 inches and drop 6 inches. And I just think that looks bad. I think like that the footage where you're constantly kind of bouncing around. I to be honest, I think it looks terrible. And it drives me fucking crazy. Like if I'm watching somebody's flight video and they start doing that shit, I'm like I can't deal with this. So yeah, 1407s, 1408s. They're I think of them as a dyno queen. Like on the thrust stand, if you go full throttle for just a split second, you can hit a huge number, but out in the real world, they just overheat. And that also makes tuning a bitch. You can't really get a solid, it's tougher to get a solid tune on those, because if the PID loop, if you get into prop wash and the PID loop asks for a whole bunch of power, it's gonna get it, and the motors are gonna overheat. And then, so you have a rig where it's like, if you put it into a situation where the PID loop becomes active, it's going to overheat the motor. And then if you ask for power on the throttle, there's not going to be any power there because the motor's completely heat soaked and overheated and the magnets aren't working right. And then the magnets are going to lose magnetism. So every time you fly, you're going to have a little bit less throttle, a little bit less power available. And it's just a mess. Don't do 1407s, 1408s, 1507s. They're bad motor sizes. We were doing those motors on Cinewhoops back before we realized what a bad idea it was. Anybody that knows anything about Cinewhoops is now building them with a 2004, 2104, 2005, 2204, 2205. Those are a much, much, much better motor option for a Cinewhoop. You're going to get much more consistent performance, and they make almost the same amount of power, and they're not even that much heavier. Like, you can save a couple of grams with 1407, 1408, 1507, but the difference in flyability and the lack of consistency is it literally makes flying the rig with those motors more difficult. So like the only real use for those motors in my mind is like, I want something that'll do short bursts of like mega speed. And so you can blast the throttle and it'll go 100 miles an hour real quick. But then you'll hear it. You'll go full throttle and it'll go whee! And it dropping down while you're still full throttle is just the magnets just getting the shit beat out of them because they're just completely overheating and just going to hell. So yeah, I stay away from them. But if you want a dyno queen rig, that is the motor size. It's going to be a little bit lighter. So if you're just looking for that instant burst of speed, you can build a really lightweight rig with a whole shitload of power, but don't expect to be able to get a half decent PID tune on it, and expect to have to replace the motors, and like motor shafts are going to fly off and bells are going to separate because they're dealing with an unbelievable amount of heat. So yeah, dyno queen motors. RC Time says, I'm afraid now your hair is okay, lol. Bob Noxious says, I'm finding I really like 2405 1950 kV. It's an interesting size, 2405, 510, 1520, 24, 5 to 1-ish. Yeah, those motors will stay very, very cool. And that'll make them very, very consistent all the time. That's why I like 2306s, though. I personally, I think that 2306 is kind of the sweet spot. McConnell Studios, just back from testing Cinesplorer, outfitted with O3 air unit, hoping will net positive results for our upcoming trip. Very cool. It dropped right in there, right? Matt, there's like no... It certainly looks like it'll just drop right into a Cinesplorer. No big deal. Kevin Sumner says, take a look at Facebook when you get a chance. Will do. Kenny Kobe says, what size Cinewhoop? All of them, to be honest. All of them that are carrying full-size GoPros. If you're going to do a naked GoPro, you can get away with like an 1804. But I would actually still do a 2204. Because then you've got a rig that can carry the naked GoPro, but can also carry a full size if you need to. But yeah, technically with a naked GoPro, if you were doing a Cinewhoop for that, you could do the X-Nova 1804 motors. That would be a hell of a little rig. All right, guys, I'm going to lay down. Thanks for bearing with me on this hungover live stream of Doom. I'll see you guys tomorrow night at 10, and I'll be feeling better. I'm going to go eat some leftovers and get some sleep. Be good. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. And here comes the rest of the flying from the beginning of the live stream, which I'm going to throw some hopefully chill music on. Hopeful, heavy, and ponderous. Yeah, maybe that'd be cool. Be good for... this song sucks. No, hold on. Hopeful and dreamy. That sounds interesting. Be good, friends. I love you. Maybe I'll do some Gran Turismo 4 later. No promises. Really? Please, just play the fucking file, yo. I don't understand why this computer is having such a hard time with these real steady good files. It's just a black screen. Why is it just a black screen? What is happening? What happened on the second half of this file? It's all jacked up. It's all jacked up in the game. What is this? This has no name. Hold on. All right, here, I'm gonna play this. This is gonna be fun. Love you guys. Be good. Oh God, what is happening? Why is that happening?